In this video, we're going to be tackling some more advanced UV layout and unfold concepts and techniques. We're starting out with looking at Meeper, who is the character from Chub Chubs. And as you can see, his texture is not symmetrical in the face. Okay, so where is the seam? Well, actually the seam is in the back of the head. Now, let's hide the grid for a second. Right, this is just showing the color node right now, but you can see that the paint job is really well done. Okay, and it looks like he's got some wrinkles under the eyes, and there's this big mark here that has some noise on it. Okay, the eyes are looking really vibrant, and there's a lot of detail there. So just with the color node, you can do a lot with bringing your character to life. Now, when I look at the UV layout here, you can see that this is very different from the Romeo UV layout. The face is projected, is actually not a projection only, but it's also doing what's called an unfold. So we're going to be taking a look at that with this video. A couple things I want to point out to you. One is this shading view for your UVs. I'm just going to turn off the image right now. This shading will show you different colors for your shells. Okay, and actually there's no overlapping UVs really, so everything is actually flattened, which is good. All right. When there's overlapping UVs, this view makes it very obvious. And over here, this is the distortion view. What this shows is an array of 3 colors: red, white, and blue, and colors in between. Red, or this dark pink, means that there's compression, and blue means that there's some stretching going on. Okay, so if you wanted to minimize stretching in a certain area, then you can just select a certain area, press the B key, hold down B to control the brush size. I'm trying to get the gradient soft select, but since that's not happening, let's just go back to UVs, turn it off, and I'm going to select the shell, and I can scale it out in a way that will minimize the stretching. But this is just to help guide you, right? This isn't going to really fit into the 0 to 1 space, so I'm just going to revert back to that original shape. Now, let me show you guys what we're going to be working with later. And I've actually applied the same principles here to the elf boy character. It's taking a little while to load. Okay. Here, let's see. Okay, what we're seeing here is the separate shells of this elf character. Okay. And once again, with this head, the seam is on the back of the head. Okay. And also the pants are actually projected from the front. Okay. The torso has a seam in the back. Okay. And the arms, and these are the legs actually. The legs are unfolded. Okay. The toes are here, and there's only one seam going down the leg. All right. So I'll show you guys how I set this up. Where we're going to start is we're going to go ahead and take just the head. So I'm going to take one of the heads that we used in a previous exercise. Okay, and providing this file for you guys too, right? And so this is a character head we used earlier in the semester to fix some n-gons, and this is a finished file with no n-gons, okay? So first of all, what I want to do is plan out my UV unfold. Okay, so when I look at this model right here, I know that I actually want the seam to be happening at the back of the head, maybe from this edge or so, okay, all the way to the bottom of the neck. And I also want this kind of clavicle area and shoulder area to be unfolded in a separate seam, okay, and perhaps this edge loop will be what I use to split that. So I'm actually going to shift select that edge loop. Okay, it comes in 3, so maybe I'll select this one, okay, to make it cleaner. And I'm going to go ahead and open up my UV texture editor. All right, so now when I look at this UV, okay, you can see that it is quite chaotic in there. Okay, so this model already has a blend on it, and so I'm just going to go ahead and start making some sense out of this. Okay, so first of all, before I even cut that edge loop, I'm going to do a planar projection. Okay, I'm going to go to my polygon menu set and go to create planar mapping and project from the z-axis. Okay. All right, so that took care of that chaos and actually now created one shell for me, which is great. That's where I want to be right now. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and double click that edge loop around the neck, and I'm going to cut it, okay, with this cut tool. Now when I cut that, you're going to notice that I can select my shell, okay, and move it apart, right? So that's actually where I want to be. Great. And next, I'm actually going to go to the back here, and I'm going to cut this edge all the way up to the back of the head. So back up to the middle of the head. So I'm going to, if I double click, it's going to select the whole edge loop. So I'm actually going to select this edge, and I'm going to double click with a shift this edge, right? And that will select a nice subsection of that edge loop, right? And I'm going to just go ahead and cut it, right? I'm going to make sure that I selected all the way up to the neck, right? Then I'm going to go to UVs, and let's select the entire set of UVs and go to polygon, unfold options. And one thing I want to tell you guys is that Maya 2015 has a superior unfold 3D algorithm, and it's made everything so much easier. The legacy used to just not give you expected results. Okay, it was very clunky. So I'm going to keep it at unfold 3D and apply. All right, so actually I think that I didn't select an edge coming down. So let me go back to my model here and go back to this edge selection and make sure I select this edge as well, okay? Because I actually cut across this, right? And this was keeping it together. So let me try that. Cut it, and polygons unfold. UVs, and polygons, unfold. Right, so that's pretty good. You can just bring it upright here, okay, and take a look at what my unfold looks like, right? Not bad at all, right? That can be tweaked a little, of course, okay, but as you can see, right, already is unfolding everything out for me with one go, okay? So the next thing I'm going to unfold is the neck, right? Because if I paint this right now, it's going to show the front of the neck having the same pixels as the back of the neck, right? So I'm going to select these edges again in the back. And the reason why is because you can't really see the seam as easily as the front. So I want to make my cuts in the back. Okay, so I'm going to make the cut. Select my UV. Okay, select my shell and do my unfold. Okay, that looks great. Not bad. Okay, and I can position it and can make it fit the space like this. Okay, so that is the first exercise that I want you guys to do in this section of the class. Okay, and you can do a screen capture of this UV texture editor and turn it in.